Hello and welcome to episode 1 of this podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about something I enjoy a lot. It'll be a retelling take of a story called Frostpunk. Frostpunk is a game with a very interesting story. Now, I know when people hear the word game, they sort of roll their eyes, they don't take it seriously, but it's really just another medium to tell a story. When it wants to be, that is. Also, spoilers for Frostpunk. The basic story of Frostpunk is that the whole world is in a never-ending ice age, where all technology is steampunk themed. The story we follow is about a bunch of Londoners heading north in order to find refuge from the cold. Some get lost, but 80 of them eventually find a massive generator that's able to heat the area around it, and they decide to settle around it. Generators were basically London's contingency plan if an ice age scale disaster were to ever happen. They built them far north where things would be most adapted to the weather. Most people who head north want to escape the chaos in London, so they leave in a massive dreadnought, which are basically massive trains that aren't confined to tracks. The 80 Londoners we follow settle around a generator and call it New London. Now, the main story is about the hardships of New London as they desperately try to survive the harsh cold and make a place where they can live. You're the captain of these people, and that means you have to lead them. When you turn the generator on, it roars to life. It heats the area around it and is more than suitable enough to keep your people warm. Over time, more and more people who get lost from your expedition find your camp. People are reunited, and for the first time since you left London, it seems hopeful. Eventually, when New London is much more stable, people will tell you to build a beacon. It's a place where you can observe the frozen wasteland and a symbol to anyone seeking refuge that you're a safe place to stay. By using this beacon, you can send scouts to explore the area around you, and you'll find a lot of locations that are either nature or ruins of a settlement. Eventually, when you explore enough, you'll start seeing signs that indicate you're not the only generator city alive. You see signs of a city called Winterhome, and hope you can meet them and establish contact. Your scouts can find buildings that imply they have an abundance of resources. You can find notes left behind that imply that Winterhome is a massive city with many supply chains going through the wasteland. You can even find a broken bridge to Winterhome that's being maintained by a massive automaton strider. It's a marvel of technology, and if they can do all this, then that means they can help support you too. If there's another city out there with more people, then that means you aren't alone out here. Maybe these generator cities can support a thriving city full of people in the long run. That is, until a man appears at the edge of your city. He says Winterhome is dead. There's nothing left there, and he's the only one left. People start to panic. They want to head back to London because if a massive city full of people can survive, how could your small city ever make it? A group of people gather and say that they want to head back to London, and you have to convince them to stay. Discontent is at an all-time high, and people feel hopeless. You have to bring them together, or the city falls. You have a choice to bring them together, using order or faith, religion or rule. You have to choose if you want to bring people together by ruling them and establishing law, or using religion to give people hope. To give a promise that even in these times, there can still be hope, no matter how bleak it is. Are you going to abuse the power given to you to make sure that your city won't fall and that you remain in power? Or you manage to hold it together and hope you don't cross the line? New London keeps going. After a while, your scouts can finally find Winterhome. You hope that whatever that survivor said was wrong, that Winterhome is a thriving city that can help you. But when your scouts get there, all they see is ruin. Their generator has blown up, and the streets are filled with their dead. A note is all that left. God forgive us. We're eating our dead. Winterhome has fallen. We're on our own. What do we do now? Just when things seem hopeless, a wave of refugees appear at your city, telling you about a storm that will surely be the end. A storm so great that it'll kill all life in its path. When it seems bad, it's worse. More and more people show up, and with so many to take care of, it really seems like this would be the end. Right before the storm, a father tells you that he's going to find his daughter. She was a part of one of your scout teams, but got lost. He'll almost certainly die out there, and if he doesn't come back before the storm, there's no way he'll make it back. However, you make the tough decision to let him go. Hopefully it was for the best. The storm comes, and it blocks out the sky completely. It's negative 90 degrees Celsius.
Wrap up well. The frost is here.
Food stops growing, and things get colder. It gets so cold that the coal mines that you use to power your generator start to freeze. Don't get them functioning, your city will freeze to death. You do what you can and hope for the best. Your buildings are keeping themselves together, for now. As terrible as the storm is, an engineer rushes into your room to tell you that in a few days this storm will blow over, but the temperature right before it ends will be catastrophic. If your city can hold out long enough, you might just make it out alive. Your city prepared the best they could. This storm will last a week. It's negative 120 degrees Celsius, and things get much worse. Anything that isn't well insulated starts to freeze over. Most buildings have shut down, and only your most vital buildings are still operational. People are scared, and most believe this might be the end. Hold on, we're almost through. As this storm goes on, you see a figure at the edge of your city holding someone. It's the father who went looking for their daughter. They made it back. It's negative 150 Celsius. It's so cold that almost everything shuts down. Nothing can stay warm, and everything grinds to a halt. Everyone has gone home to their families to spend their final moments with them. There's nothing you can do but wait until it's over. The city holds its breath. And just like that, it's over. New London is alive. When New London was founded, no one knew if we were going to make it. It was 80 of us in a massive generator. We had nothing, so we tried to make something of it. Every day was a struggle, yet we had each other to lift ourselves up. When adversity came, we never faltered. When people needed help, we provided for those who couldn't. When the temperatures dropped, we adapted. Over time, more and more would settle there. We would find the fatal winter home and resort to drastic measures. We used order or faith to bring people together, and when the captain was able to abuse his power, he never did. He held New London together, no matter the cost. Amputations, radical treatments, over time. We stood fast against the coming cold, and with his leadership, we were ready for it. No one thought we would still be alive, yet here we are. The future has never looked any brighter. Here stands New London. Okay, so I know I may have spoiled the majority of the story, but you should at least give it a try. It's a roller coaster of emotions, and I recommend it to anyone who enjoys a good story. It may not be for everyone, but if you stick around and give it a chance, you may enjoy it. Anyways, thank you for listening. I feel like I kind of got carried away when making this, and this felt less like a podcast and more like me telling a story, but I appreciate you sticking around. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue this, as it's a lot of work, but what I can be sure of is that I might be doing more in a different format. So stick around, and until next time.